All right, it's Sunday morning, FedEx. I went to ship out some stuff on Friday and to the paint booth, as you guys saw. And while I was gone, FedEx tried to deliver this, and it had a signature required, so I didn't get it Friday, so they came and delivered it yesterday while I was here. I got a good deal on this. It's brand new. It's a 24-inch Tubeaxial explosion-proof fan. Now, they make two different styles of this. They make the style that I've got here, which has the motor mounted externally. Roll it up here. Take a look at it. It doesn't want to sit up on the top. There it goes. So you mount a motor up on it, and you got a slot for it to go into, and it goes down, and you can see all of this is sealed up here. It goes down and connects to the pulley on the shaft, and these things will pull some serious air. And you know, the one thing that really determines how much CFM or air movement is your intake filter setup. You know, and basically, if you there's some calculations out there, but if you have an 8 by 10 8 foot by 10 foot area of filter intake, then you get essentially it's a 100, you know, X multiple, so you get 8,000 CFM of throughput. And so, you know, this is more than capable of you know, handling that. The one thing I've seen is these motors are these the ones that you can buy. Oh, so the other type that you can buy is a direct drive, where the motor is mounted directly to the shaft, and it's in the input stream of the solvent or whatever, you know, the overspray that's being pulled out. And so the but in that case, the motor that's used is an explosion-proof, completely sealed motor. So when you use it this way, you can mount any kind of motor you want up on top. It doesn't have to be, you know, sealed, because this sits outside of the, you know, where the vapors are that will explode. So I don't know how real that is. I've painted many times with unsealed, but the thing about it is I want to really seal my paint booth up tight. I mean, I want to get it tight so that everything so nothing gets pulled in from the outside, you know, so every bit of air that's going through this is being pulled in through the intake filters. Now, I think the tighter you make your space, the more subjected you are to having an explosion. And essentially, for those of you that do not know, when you have all those solvents in there, which are, you know, very much an explosive material, and there's nowhere for air to escape, and you fill the whole room up with it, any spark, you know, from anything, you know, like an electric motor, you know, you'll sometimes see those things in the back. You'll see sparks and things like when they start up, or if it, you know, it's definitely, if it has a problem, will arc off. So you'll notice that the fan blade itself is aluminum, you know, and I'm guessing that's by design. The blades themselves are $200. Let me tell you about this fan real quick. This is a brand new fan. It's never been used, and I got the complete new accessory kit. This was unwrapped and unpackaged. I mean, it's all the nuts, bolts, everything's the manual, brand new. If you buy this with a motor already on it from Dayton, this is made by Dayton. You know, that's a pretty good brand name, I think. Although some of their stuff's probably made overseas now, but it's a Dayton, and I've got a few Dayton things. You can see my Dayton shear back there that I never use. But it was listed on eBay. Now, these are about $800 for a 24-inch one, just like this with no motor. They're about $2,000 if you get it with a motor, and could be even more than that if you get the direct drive. But it was listed, you know, to have a few dents and things in it, that it got some shipping damage. And the pictures of the damage all just showed, like, you know, things like that, where the flange was kind of bent up on it a little bit. Okay, no problem. I can bend some flanges back and you know, whatever. But what it didn't show or disclose, now it did say all sales are final. It's got a little shipping damage, a couple bent pieces. Now what they didn't tell you was that see, it's hitting right there. And you can see, I think you can see, there's a crease that goes all the way across where that has gotten dented in. So, you know, this is how it goes for me. But I got this for a little over $400. And plus I think it was about $70 to ship it. So now I've turned something into what could have just been, you know, a bolt together thing. Now I've got to do a repair on it. But I guess that's how it goes sometimes. And so I'd be curious to know how you guys would go about, you know, solving this. Is it just a matter of, you know, hitting it, you know, taking the blade off so I can get in there and get access in there to it pretty easily? It won't be terribly difficult to take the blade off. It should just be those set screws there and pull it off. And just, you know, use my bigger hammer and bang those out and get some clearance? Or would you, you know, rig up some way, a frame or something, or maybe bolt it down to my table and some way to press it and, you know, press it out from the inside? So, and then, you know, I think the other question is, I want to check the clearance on the fan blades all the way around and make sure they're fairly consistent. And you can see that that one there starts to get close, and then it hits up there. But then there's more of a space. That one, those two right there are farther away. And then as it gets back around here, it starts to get close again. So it's like it egg-shaped it a little bit, you know. And how much is that going to affect it? You know, the flow of it. I mean, I'm guessing that the spacing between the outer edge and the housing is probably somewhat critical to your flow. So anyway, I hate this ad, you know, because you know good and well that they knew that this thing wouldn't turn. And yes, they said all sales are final, and yes, they said it's got some damage from shipping, but the pictures they showed all showed the flange, you know. And so anyway, I do see a counterweight that they've got on that one blade there where they balance the shaft, or the blade, I should say. But, you know, is that thrown off now by, it shouldn't be, I wouldn't think, because that's related to the bearings and so forth. But so I've seen these with all manner of different motors, you know, from 1 horsepower single phase to 1 or 1.5 horsepower 3-phase. So I've got a motor that I bought for another project a long time ago. I've actually got a couple different motors out here, and one of them is practically brand new. I used it a little bit, but you know, I don't know if it's enough or not, you know. And be curious to know what you guys think about this. I think it's a 1 horsepower. It's a, you know, and it's a 1700 RPM one is what it's wired for. So man, it stinks in here, those freaking buzzards. When it starts to get summertime, the yeah, it starts to, this barn starts to really get the smell going with the you know, with the heat on the reigniting, I guess, some of those methane gases and whatever. What am I looking for? You guys probably can't see what I'm doing. Let me set you down right here and see if I can get this motor, see if I can locate it. Yeah, you can see me all right a little bit, I guess. Oh, where did I put those? Oh, I forgot I had that sucker. This might be even better. I forgot all about this one. All right, so this thing, I forgot all about having this sucker. This is probably what I'm going to use, assuming that the footprint matches up. Plus, it's got the dual pulleys, although I don't know if the diameter is going to be correct or not. But I need to Google search the calculations for pulley speed and find out how fast that blade needs to turn and all that. But the good thing is this one's got the dual pulleys on it, which the shaft has as well. That sucker's heavy. Sorry about the hard breathing. But I got this one. This is a Marathon, which I don't know if that's a good brand or not, but it's a 5 horsepower single phase. Oh, and it's a 3,500 RPM one as well. 5 horsepower single phase. So, and I've got a 1 horsepower was the one I was thinking about using, but I forgot all about having that. That one came with the planer that I bought, that old planer. The guy had bought this motor because the planer had 3-phase on it, and he only had single phase at his house, and he was going to convert it over to this single phase 220. So, but I know you can wire these things clockwise, counterclockwise. I think some of them you can step down the wiring to, the way you wire it, it'll run at half the speed. So, but 3,500 RPMs might be the right speed. I don't know. I just assumed that it wouldn't need to turn that fast. But let me know what you guys think about all this. It looks like there's a bunch of different bolt patterns on the housing in there. So I'll get that thing drug in here and start taking a look at it and see if that's going to work. I guess I need to wire up that motor first and see if it's going to make sure the motor is good before I spend any time, because I've never even had it running, that motor. So it's Sunday morning, later in the morning. It's getting up, probably getting closer to noon now, but I've got these projects out that I primed, getting baked. Let that high build primer shrink up, so they're out here again today, and then we'll get those painted later in the week. So I'll get this one uploaded. I'm working on this a little bit, and then I've got some cool stuff I've cut out on the plasma table. Here's one right here. This is some Eco Mouse design stuff that should work out to be pretty cool. Anybody know what that's going to be? I messed up on my bending, but I still think I can salvage it. And it really needs to be 1/8 inch, but I'll be working on this today and that fan, and then I'm also going to go get the tractor and start with the concrete. So all right guys, that's it for today. See ya.